Rock your cane. President Lyndon Johnson is pictured to the left, and a folded and unfolded white cane is pictured on the right. On October 15, 1964, President Johnson declared a National White Cane Safety Day. The white cane is a tool of independence for low vision and blind travelers. Its color helps the sighted world easily recognize them while driving. This video is comprised of interviews with cane users and non-cane users to help raise awareness of this amazing tool on this special day. Throughout this video, during some of the interviews, there are scenes of people walking with their white cane. Let's meet some cane users. What's your vision like?
I have very limited vision. I'm considered, I guess, legally blind, which I have almost no sight of my left eye, a very limited sight of my right eye. You can only see, shades and some colors, but no functional vision.
I have retinitis pigmentosa. I have very low vision, and I could only see pretty much from my left eye. I use my peripheral vision to see certain things, but it has to be up close in order for me to see things.
My name is Destiny, and I lost my vision at 15. I'm now 22, and I've had to make friends with my cane because I was sighted for so long. And when I turned 15, I started using a white cane, and now I use it all the time.
So my name is Macy, and nice to meet you. I am completely blind. I've been completely blind since birth.
Hi, my name is Denise Bansel, and I have no useful eyesight. I lost my sight due to a very rare condition, and it was a result of, or later resulted in detached retinas.
He's a low vision student. He has some usable vision, but not too much. We're really not sure what his acuity is, but functionally he can move around within his classroom safely.
I have no vision at all, no light perception, no color, no shade, no nothing.
None at all.
None at all.
No light perception.
Ashay is a low vision student with glaucoma and light sensitivity. This affects his peripheral vision and when it's bright outside. He uses his cane to find things on the ground as his vision is focused up ahead.
I have vision in my left eye, and I can see close up. I can see close up things, but I can't see far away.
I have glasses and hearing aids. I can't hear well or see well, so I have a cane to help me. So sometimes when I'm painting something, I can't tell what colors, so my mom helps me every day. My eyes squint when it's really light outside.
Let's meet some non-cane users. What is the white cane?
What is this thing called?
A white pole.
Well, I've seen it around, but haven't really heard of it.
Stick for the blind.
Looks like a walking stick for the blind.
I have not heard of the white cane.
Let's hear back from our cane users. When did you really start to appreciate your white cane?
I was about 3 years old.
Probably don't remember.
And made me feel like I could dig a hole anywhere I wanted to. That's what I would do with my cane.
I was 15, I was coming into being a sophomore in high school, and I felt really socially ostracized because of it, and I had to realize that it's not so much as a marker to make me different as much as it's a tool to help me adapt to life, to keep up with my peers.
When people are being hooligans and running around the hall, because trust me, there's a lot of people that are hooligans at my school.
My cane, it's kind of like an extension of my arm, my hand, or my arm. I can put it out in front of me and I can use it and know what's there. And it's when I get it back in my hand after having been guided without my cane that I feel pretty grateful to have it. I know a lot of blind people in developing countries, they don't have the opportunity to get canes to learn how to, the most basic mobility aid for somebody who's blind or visually impaired?
17 or 18 when I used it, and I didn't want to use it, but I had to. That's when I started to like lose most of my sight. So I was doing things, going out, in the city and going places. So I didn't want that to. I didn't want my sight to stop me from doing those things. So I started using the cane.
Once you accept the fact that you're pretty much blind enough, I guess, to not walk independently, then is when you start using your cane and you get a lot of freedom.
It's used for guiding. Like I move it back and forth to like it's like objects in front of me, behind me, next to me, just so like I don't run into anything.
You always go to what your habit is, and your habit is using what vision you have. And so the cane was a foreign tool at that point, and so I wasn't heavily reliant upon it. But then having no useful eyesight, I had to rely on it. And once you rely on it and you know how to use it, then like I say, it's transition. It's transition, but it's what do I want to say? It's the best gift someone could have, because it gives you that whole ability to get from point A to point B safely and by yourself.
My white cane helps me go around objects, so I don't like run into them and then I'm just like standing there in pain. It saved me from falling downstairs, falling upstairs, which is the thing that I found out. It's just saved me from walking into doors too that have been like left halfway open. It's been all around useful.
Jacob started using a cane because his class goes outdoors and they're in the community quite a bit, and it's good for other people to know he's visually impaired. So he's using beginning cane technique, and right now he walks a route with his whole class, from his classroom to Sonoma State, and he uses his cane in a modified diagonal technique, and that alerts other people that he's visually impaired and may not be able to see them.
Where does your cane look, Ashe? Cane looks?
Cane looks down.
Where do your eyes look?
Up.
Good.
My cane is really special to me because it helps me walk and bump into, if the cane gets something, I will stop, and then the cane will get for me.
What does it mean to have a white cane?
It helps guide the vision impaired to kind of like gauge if there's anything on the ground so they don't hit things while they're walking.
Honestly, the first thing that I think of is the driver's test booklet where it says if you see a person with a white cane, what do? You're supposed to stop your car. But honestly, I mean, when I see a white cane, a blind person probably, so always out there, awareness level increases to be able to help them if they ever need anything.
That they're blind or visually impaired and they need help, they can't really see what they're in front.
Either completely blind or blind enough to where they need that to assist them so they can walk safely.
What are some experiences that you've had of the way society perceives you with your white cane?
I guess, you get a lot of comments. I don't think they're most like comments that oh my goodness, I like that comment. But I think most of it was like, why do you need that? Is that a support cane? Is that for you because you have a bad leg? Comments like that. But I think that's rare, I have to say, because most of the times people know what it is.
Basically just said out loud, oh, she's not blind, what does she have that cane for? And that's when I had to basically turn around and kind of explain, like, okay, well, not everybody who is blind, or not everybody who carries a cane is completely blind.
A lot of people with vision don't really know how to interact with people without vision, and honestly, I think that society just assumes everybody with a cane is completely blind.
They see you, or they notice that you have some sight, and then therefore you're faking it. In other words, you know. But it's a misconception that comes with being a visually impaired person. That, you know, like I usually tell people I'm blind, but usually for people it means you can't see anything, or that you see darkness or whatever.
For the most part, I feel pretty confident about, like, society generally knows like what it does. They might not know the general name of it. Like, I've had a lot of people call it a stick. I even had one person call it a stick thing, and I was like, no, it's not a stick thing, it's a cane.
I feel that if you know, person to person, interact with them and let them know, like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, or hey, I need some help, I think that really helps. So I've learned to not be afraid to talk.
Once I properly got shown and had a different cane and started using it more often, and people got used to seeing me with it, then I really knew what a useful tool it was.
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, you get everything from people, you know, way down the sidewalk. Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, right? They start scurrying around the sidewalk because they see me coming with a cane. Or you have people that just, you know, nonchalantly step around, or, you know, and everything in between.
By us putting it out there that we have these canes, we educate people, and we're able to talk to people. People will come up to you and ask you questions about your sight, about your impairments, about your cane, and we have to remember that, you know, they're good intentions. I think people want to know, and that's where we come in.
If you see someone with a white cane, what should you do?
Don't step in front of them and just stare at them until they accidentally hit you. That's always awkward. And ask us if they need assistance, if they look lost. And don't always assume that they need help.
If you see a person with a white cane, don't just walking around in public. Whatever you do, don't assume that they need help. Don't ever go up to them and just grab them because they may seem a little lost.
If I was a sighted person approaching a blind individual with a white cane, I would say the best thing would be to approach me and ask me if I need help, and not assume that I need help.
Step around them, man. You know, just, you don't have to freak out about it. But obviously, we're using the cane because we can't see you. So don't just stop in the middle of the sidewalk and ask if you want help. At least, if you want to give a hand, step off to the side somewhat.
I definitely want them to be. I definitely want them to be aware of surroundings and making sure that this person has enough room to walk around. I'm not saying that they should get special treatment, but I'm definitely saying that they should know.
I like talking to people here and there, you know, so this is a preference thing for people, but I mean, for me, I got no problem with people approaching and asking if they could give me a hand or this or that. And usually I say yes, not so much, I mean, even if I know the layout, just to get some company, you know, just to talk with people here and there. But I mean, it's not crucial. I can manage.
Any last words?
I'm really happy that the person who was able to invent this was able to invent it in the first place, because I think without the white cane, a lot of blind people would be not as independent.
If you are, you know, perhaps having trouble with coping and not using your cane, then I think it's important for us to be able to, as the young people say, rock our canes.
Everyone, you know, is a human being, and it's nice to be nice. You know?
My ears are always open to just step into action right away.
But pretty much all the time, people are willing to help you.
Get your cane on.
Show it off with pride.
Happy White Cane Appreciation Day.
Bye.